This is the second grade GoMath Chapter 9 review. Question 1 says Michael uses unit cubes to measure the length of the yarn. Circle the number in the box that makes the sentence true. So the unit cubes are the green stuff, are the green boxes on the top, and the string is below it. So to know how big this yarn is, well, the yarn is about this big, which if I count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 unit cubes long. So I would say that this yarn is about 4 centimeters long. Number 2 says the paper clip is about 4 centimeters long. Robin says that the string is about 7 centimeters long. Gail says that the string is about 20 centimeters long. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to circle my numbers in here. So Robin is saying that it's 7, and Gail is saying that it's 20. But we know that this paper clip is 4 centimeters long. So if I put a line where the centimeter is, or I'm sorry, if I put a line where that paper clip ends, I know that that's 4 centimeters of string right under here. If I roughly draw another 4 centimeters just by eyeballing that other paper clip, let's be generous and say that this is another 4 centimeters, roughly. All right, so I'm going to say that, well, the question is asking who is the closest to being right here. So we know that Robin said 7, Gail said 20. So which girl has the better estimate? And we're going to explain that. So the best estimate here would be Robin has the best estimate. And then I'm going to put a colon. And I'm just going to explain that the string is longer just by a little bit than 2 paper clips. Or we could say that it's 8 centimeters roughly. So we know that it's closest to that 7 centimeters that Robin is talking about. Number 3 says Sandy's paper chain is 14 centimeters long. Tim's paper chain is 6 centimeters long. How many centimeters of paper chain do they have? And usually that's asking together. How many centimeters of paper chain do they have together, basically. We're going to draw on the diagram below. So here we see that first, Sandy had a paper chain that was 14 centimeters long. So I'm just going to connect that and say 14. And we're going to write 14 down here. And then we see that Tim had one that was 6 centimeters long. I know that I'm going to add here. If I know 14 plus 6 is 20 by solving that, I know that the next string has to stop at the 20. And this will be 6. And if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that line, you'll see that that was 6 centimeters. So my answer down below will also be 20. The paper chain is 20 centimeters long now. Please do not accidentally start at 15. I'll show you what I mean. This was a common error in my classroom. Do not start at 15 and go up 6. You'll get 21. And that's not correct. You need to start at this 14 and connect it. Just like that. Write the word on the tile that makes the sentence true. A hallway is 4 centimeters or 4 meters long. So we know that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. And that's about 1 yardstick, 1 meter. So a hallway is about 4 centimeters long. Well, that's not realistic. That's going to be super tiny. So I know that a hallway must have to be 4 meters.
If you wouldn't care, would you please set your garbage out and have a very nice day? Thank you.
The second one says a marker is 15 blank long. A marker is 15 centimeters long. That's correct there. So centimeters. It wouldn't be meters. That would be crazy. A toothpick is 5 blank long. Again, I would say centimeters. 5 meters would be crazy long. And then the last one is a sofa is 2 meters long. Which, remember, 2 meters is roughly like 2 yardsticks. Number 5 says, estimate the length of a real car. A real car, not a toy car, a real car. Fill in the bubble next to all the sentences that are true. So the first one says, the car is more than 100 centimeters long. So again, 1 meter is 100 centimeters. I usually also ask that you underline the keywords here. The car is more than 100 centimeters long. We would say that's bigger than a meter, so yes, that's true when we're talking about a real car. And we're talking about the long ways, not the front of the car. We're talking about the side of that car. The car is less than 1 meter long. So no, that's not true. We see is less. No, it's not less than 1 meter. That's yet less than a yardstick, and that is not true. The car is less than 10 meters long. That is true. It can be less than 10 meters. That's about 10 yardsticks. That's a lot of yardsticks, basically. So I would say yes, that's true. The next one, the car is about 20 centimeters long. No. If it's about, they're saying it's basically 20 centimeters long, and that can't be correct. And then the last one, the car is more than 150 meters long. Again, that meter is huge. So if I had 15 meters, I would have to have a bunch of centimeters. That's crazy. That would be a long car. So no. Looking at number 6, it says measure the length of each object. Does the sentence describe the objects? Choose yes or no. So here I'm just going to measure, and once you pull out your ruler and you make sure that you're on the correct side and you measure it correctly, you should get 11 centimeters right here, and you should get right here on the crayon 7 centimeters. And then we're going to look at the bottom and say yes or no. So the marker is 11 centimeters longer than the crayon. So basically the equation there is, it says the marker is 11 centimeters longer than the crayon. That means the crayon is 7 centimeters. So we would add 11 to that, and we would get 18. The marker would have to be 18 centimeters long. And no, that's not correct. As we see, the marker is 11. The next one, the crayon is 4 centimeters shorter than the marker. So we would say 11 minus 7 equals 4. And that does match. The crayon is 4 centimeters shorter than the marker. And then at the end, the total length of the marker and the crayon is 18. Well, we would add 11 plus 7 equals 18, and that is yes. Number 7 said, Ethan's rope is 25 centimeters long. I'm going to circle 25. Ethan cuts the rope and gives a piece to Hank. Ethan's rope is now 16 centimeters long. How many centimeters of rope did Hank get from Ethan? So I'm going to draw a string all the way to 25. 25 centimeters. And then Ethan's rope is now 16 centimeters long. All right, so I need to count back 16, which means we're cutting the rope. So this number is going to get smaller or subtract. Well, if I solve 25 minus 16, I would get 9. So I need to start at the 9. Let me change my pen color here. I'll start at 9. And I need to make my string 16 centimeters long. And I could even count up to 9, and that's how I know the remaining amount. There's different ways you can get your answer here. But just showing that, so I know that Hank got 9 centimeters of rope. Number 8 says measure the length of the paintbrush to the nearest centimeter. Circle the number in the box that makes the sentence true. So using a ruler, you're going to use the centimeter side to measure this. And your answer, you'll end up saying that the paintbrush is about 13 centimeters long.